What if the essence of who you are, your thoughts, your actions, your very identity could be distilled into just 5 core traits? Decades of psychological research suggest exactly that, revealing a framework that not only explains why we behave the way we do, but also predicts how we might navigate life's challenges. This is the Big 5 personality model, a cornerstone of modern psychology that has transformed our understanding of human behavior. In this video, we'll explore these 5 traits: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism through the lens of leading experts, unpacking their nuances, their scientific foundations, and their profound implications for our lives. Let's begin with openness to experience. Often described as the gateway to creativity and intellectual exploration, psychologists Robert McCrae and Paul Costa, pioneers of the 5-factor model, define openness as a disposition toward embracing novel ideas, diverse perspectives, and aesthetic experiences. Individuals high in openness are characterized by vivid imaginations, intellectual curiosity, and a willingness to challenge conventional norms. They are the artists, the dreamers, the innovators, those who find joy in abstract thought and unconventional solutions. Openness encompasses several facets, each offering a deeper glimpse into this trait. The facet of imagination reflects a rich inner world, where individuals craft elaborate mental landscapes or envision possibilities beyond the tangible. Aesthetic sensitivity captures a deep appreciation for art, music, and beauty, often leading to emotional responses to creative works. Intellectual curiosity drives a thirst for knowledge, whether through reading, philosophical debates, or scientific inquiry. Adventurousness manifests as a desire to explore new places, cultures, or experiences, while liberalism in this context refers to openness to progressive or non-traditional values, not necessarily political ideology. Finally, emotional awareness ties to the ability to recognize and embrace one's own feelings as part of the human experience. Research by McCrae and colleagues, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology 1987, highlights that high openness is associated with divergent thinking, the ability to generate multiple solutions to a problem. This makes it a critical trait for fields like science, literature, and entrepreneurship. For example, studies show that individuals high in openness are more likely to pursue careers in creative industries, with a 2018 meta-analysis by Feist and colleagues confirming a strong correlation between openness and artistic achievement. However, high openness isn't without its challenges. Those with elevated scores may struggle with practicality, as their focus on abstract ideas can lead to disorganization or difficulty adhering to routines. Conversely, individuals low in openness prefer familiarity, structure, and tradition. They may excel in roles requiring consistency, such as accounting or logistics, but might resist change or innovation. A 2019 study by Daying et al. Suggests that low openness can correlate with risk-averse decision-making, which can be both a strength and a limitation depending on the context. From an evolutionary perspective, openness likely emerged to balance exploration and survival. As noted by evolutionary psychologist David Buss, curiosity drove early humans to explore new territories or develop novel tools, enhancing survival odds. Yet, excessive risk-taking could lead to danger, explaining why populations maintain a spectrum of openness levels. This trait's interplay with culture is also significant. Societies valuing individualism, like those in Western nations, often foster high openness, while collectivist cultures may prioritize stability, as shown in cross-cultural studies by Hofstede. Next, we turn to conscientiousness, often hailed as the trait most predictive of success across domains. Conscientious individuals are organized, reliable, and goal-oriented, embodying what psychologists like Jordan Peterson describe as the capacity for disciplined effort. This trait reflects one's ability to plan, prioritize, and persevere, making it a cornerstone of academic, professional, and personal achievement. Conscientiousness is broken into facets such as competence, the sense of being capable and effective, orderliness, a preference for structure and tidiness. Duty, a commitment to ethical and moral obligations, achievement striving, a drive to excel, self-discipline. In the ability to stay focused despite distractions and deliberation, a tendency to think carefully before acting. A seminal study by Berwick and Mount in personnel psychology found that conscientiousness is the strongest predictor of job performance across occupations, from CEOs to factory workers. This is because conscientious individuals are less likely to procrastinate, miss deadlines, or make careless errors. The practical implications of conscientiousness are profound. For instance, a 2014 longitudinal study by Roberts et al. Showed that high conscientiousness correlates with better health outcomes, as these individuals are more likely to adhere to medical regimens, exercise regularly, and avoid risky behaviors like smoking. In relationships, conscientious partners are often seen as dependable. However, extreme conscientiousness can lead to perfectionism or workaholism. A 2017 study in personality and individual differences found that excessively conscientious individuals may experience burnout due to unrelenting self-imposed standards. On the other end, low conscientiousness is associated with impulsivity and disorganization, which can hinder academic and career progress. For example, students low in this trait are more likely to struggle with time management, as shown in a 2020 study by Knopfler and Robbins. From a neurological perspective, conscientiousness is linked to the prefrontal cortex, which governs executive functions like planning and impulse control. Neuroscientist Antonio Damosio's work suggests that individuals with stronger prefrontal activity tend to score higher on this trait, enabling better self-regulation. Culturally, conscientiousness is often valued in industrialized societies, where punctuality and productivity are prized, but less emphasized in cultures prioritizing spontaneity or communal harmony. Extraversion, the third trait, is perhaps the most visible in social settings. Defined by sociability, energy, and assertiveness, extroverts thrive in dynamic environments, drawing energy from interaction. As Carl Jung, who first popularized the term, noted, extroverts are oriented toward the external world, while introverts, those low in extraversion, turn inward. The facets of extraversion include warmth, the ability to form close bonds, gregariousness, a preference for large groups, assertiveness, confidence in leading or persuading, activity, a high-energy approach to life, excitement, seeking a craving for stimulation, and positive emotions, a tendency to experience joy and enthusiasm. Research by Costa and McRae shows that extroverts excel in roles requiring social skills, such as sales or public speaking, with a 2016 meta-analysis by Wilmot et al. Confirming their advantage. In leadership positions, extraversion's benefits extend beyond the workplace. A 2015 study in social psychological and personality science found that extroverts report higher life satisfaction, likely due to their robust social networks and optimism. However, their need for stimulation can lead to risk-taking behaviors, such as substance use. As noted in a 2018 study by Herkulinen et al., introverts, by contrast, may excel in tasks requiring focus and independence, like writing or research, but may struggle in highly social environments. From a biological standpoint, extraversion is tied to the brain's reward system, particularly dopamine pathways. Neuroscientist Colin Daying's 2010 research suggests that extroverts have heightened sensitivity to rewards, driving their sociability and energy. Evolutionarily, extraversion may have aided group cooperation and mate attraction, as outgoing individuals were more likely to form alliances or secure partners per Buss and Penck. Culturally, extraversion is more valued in individualistic societies, while introversion is often prized in collectivist cultures where restraint signals respect. Finally, neuroticism reflects emotional volatility and susceptibility to negative emotions. Unlike the other traits, high neuroticism is often viewed negatively, as it's associated with anxiety, depression, and stress sensitivity. As psychologist Hans Eysenck noted, neuroticism captures the intensity of one's emotional reactions to life's challenges. The facets of neuroticism include anxiety, a tendency to worry, hostility, proneness to anger, depression, feelings of sadness or hopelessness, self-consciousness, sensitivity to social rejection, impulsiveness, difficulty controlling urges and vulnerability, poor coping under stress. A 2017 study by Whittaker and Altmans found that high neuroticism is a risk factor for mental health disorders such as anxiety disorders or depression, with a 2020 meta-analysis by Kotoff et al. Confirming its link to lower well-being. However, neuroticism has adaptive aspects. A 2015 study by Nettle suggests that heightened anxiety can enhance vigilance, helping individuals avoid danger. For example, those high in neuroticism may be more cautious in risky situations, like driving in bad weather. Low neuroticism or emotional stability is associated with resilience and calm decision-making, making it valuable in high-pressure roles like emergency medicine, as shown in a 2018 study by Soto et al. Neurologically, neuroticism is linked to heightened amygdala activity, which processes fear and stress, Pedaying and Gray 2009. Evolutionarily, neuroticism may have balanced risk avoidance, with exploration ensuring survival in unpredictable environments. Culturally, expressions of neuroticism vary. Western societies often stigmatize emotional volatility, while some cultures view emotional expressiveness as authentic, per Matsumoto et al. 2008. The Big Five model, formalized by Costa and McRae in the 1980s, emerged from decades of research, starting with Allport and Odbert's lexical hypothesis in the 1930s, which posited that personality traits are embedded in language. By analyzing thousands of adjectives, researchers like Cattell and Tupes identified 5 core dimensions, later refined through factor analysis. The model's robustness lies in its empirical grounding. Studies across cultures, from Japan to Germany, confirm its universality, as shown in McRae and Torrocchiono's 2005 global study. Practically, the Big Five is used in diverse fields. In psychology, it informs therapy by identifying traits linked to mental health risks. In business, it guides hiring and team building, with tools like the Neo-Personality Inventory assessing candidate fit. In education, it predicts academic performance. Conscientiousness and openness often correlate with higher grades, per Proper 2009. Even in relationships, the Big Five shapes compatibility, with agreeableness and low neuroticism fostering harmony. Perlwo and Clonan 2005. Yet, the model has limitations. Critics like Block 1995 argue it oversimplifies personality by reducing it to 5 traits, ignoring nuances like motivation or context. Cultural biases also exist. Western-centric measures may not fully capture personality in non-Western contexts, as noted by Chung et al. 2011. Additionally, the Big Five focuses on traits, not states, meaning situational factors or life changes may alter behavior in ways the model doesn't fully predict. The Big Five personality traits offer a powerful lens for understanding human behavior. Grounded in rigorous science and validated across cultures, openness fuels creativity. Conscientiousness drives success. Extraversion energizes social bonds. Agreeableness fosters harmony, and neuroticism shapes emotional resilience. Together, they form a framework that not only describes who we are, but also guides how we can grow, connect, and thrive. As you reflect on these traits, consider where you might fall on each spectrum. Are you an imaginative dreamer high in openness, or a structured planner grounded in conscientiousness? Perhaps you're an outgoing extrovert or a compassionate altruist. Understanding your Big Five profile can unlock insights into your strengths, challenges, and potential for a deeper dive. Tools like the Neopie or online assessments can provide personalized feedback. Just be sure to choose validated measures. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Big Five. If this sparked your curiosity, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know which trait resonates with you most. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the science of human behavior.